Hello and welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Welcome to the third incarnation of the show. The first one, we were recording on the Amazing Women of Power, all positive programming, 24/7. And then I had a YouTube channel, which I'm kind of working on getting back going again. And now this is the podcast version. So let's just get right into it, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the symptoms of Ascension. And if you are unaware of this, all of humanity right now is in the process of a massive evolvement. We are evolving to the next level, and all of the planet, humanity, even the animals and plants, everything is raising in vibration because it is now time for Mother Earth Gaia, the spirit of the planet, to evolve and raise up. And, well, she's taking us with her, folks. And this past 24 hours have been pretty crazy. I've been recording my show and getting it out the door between 5 and 7 o'clock, and it's 10 o'clock at night because I slept for 13 hours. Usually I sleep for 6 to 8 hours and never more than that. And I don't know what happened. I was out like a light for 13 solid hours. And that's the first Ascension symptom we're going to talk about today. So for January of 2019, we just had this is the 5th, so we just had a new moon start and also a partial solar eclipse. And that affects people energetically when people are very sensitive to energies. The great majority of the people aren't, and it's not going to affect you or bother you. But if you are sensitive to energy, then you're a little bit more likely to be in tune with that and the energies it brings. But in addition to that, we are having a massive wave of energy and light sent to us, and it's causing some strange changes in us. It's been going on for 2 years, and every time we get hit by another wave of galactic energy, cosmic energy, the symptoms tend to change a little bit. And the more we go up in vibration, the more we go up in energy, the way that it affects us is different. So overall, the majority of humanity will be following these patterns or symptoms, as it were. So the first one is your sleep patterns are going to be off. You're either going to go to bed on time, or some days you have to go to bed right after dinner at 6 or 7 at night. Sometimes you're going to be up all night, unable to sleep till the sun comes up. I've noticed that in myself, and I'm learning to live with it. I'm on a 2-day cycle versus a 1-day cycle now. So you might be overtired and sleeping a lot, where it's like you just can't get out of bed. And parts of your day will be filled with short bursts of incredibly powerful energy. And it'll be unusual. It'll be intense, where you feel like you could take on the world or run a marathon. Oh, here we go. The local church, we're having a festival or a feast day for one of the saints, one of the Catholic saints. And so every couple hours now we're having this loud boom. So if you hear this in the background, followed by all of the local cars and their alarms going off, don't let it bother you. It's not a gunshot. It's kind of like a Catholic cannon. Anyway, so just wanted to mention that because it's from where I'm sitting, it's pretty loud. I'm in the safest city in South America. We're in the top 2% of safety cities. So it's nothing bad. In case you hear that, don't be alarmed. Okay, so the next symptom, besides being overtired, sleeping a lot, sleep patterns off, and the short bursts of unusual energy, is you're likely to feel kind of mentally foggy. And also that will be accompanied sometimes by kind of a floaty feeling, like you're almost like kind of drifting or floating through space while you're walking, or even while you're sitting. It's a really strange energy because we are becoming less dense as we move from the third dimension up to the fifth dimension. And as the Schumann resonance of the planet is increasing, you're likely to get this floaty sort of feeling, and it almost brings about a sense of bliss and euphoria. There's sometimes when I stand up and I feel like I'm 24 feet tall. I'm so tall. And it's like the energy of that. I mean, I'm literally only 5 feet tall. I'm not very tall at all, but it's the energy of it. I can't explain it other than that. It's kind of a floaty feeling. Almost like, I don't know if you ever watched the cartoon, The Flintstones from the 1970s, where when the main character, Fred, when he smells food that he likes, and he lifts up off the ground and his nose is taking in the scent of the food, and he's floating along in absolute bliss. Maybe watch a clip on YouTube or something of this. You will laugh so hard. That's kind of how I feel. It's that kind of energy, a floaty feeling, sort of almost like you're going to hear a choir of angels and you're lifted up off the ground sort of feeling. I can't really even be more clear than that. I know that sounds strange. You will possibly receive so much energy that you will have a temporary loss of memory. This will be recovered. Don't worry. So don't be upset if you can't remember something that you know. It's temporary. When the Schumann resonance goes spiking up really rapidly, it's bound to affect your memory. It will affect you. Also, there's a sense of general well-being, an atmosphere of relaxed energy, gentleness, and you might feel the need to meditate or pray more, or the need to sit in spiritual contemplation. And if you feel that, go ahead, light a candle, maybe light some incense or use aromatherapy, and engage all of your senses. Close your eyes. Focus on your third eye, or focus on your crown chakra. And if you're ready, start focusing on your 8th chakra, which is 18 inches above your head. If you can connect to your 8th chakra, and also at the same time connect with your heart. Also, I'm going to ask at this time that you connect with your spiritual team. If you don't know who they are, just say, I'd like to connect to my spiritual team. And if you are ready, they will tell you, and you will know automatically who they are. Usually it's your spiritual guides, people who have gone before you, who have passed away and were in your family and spiritual. And sometimes it's your angels, your holy guardian angel. And for a lot of people, it's going to be ETs from other worlds, off-planet entities. So, people who are still in their body, but usually they're in their 5th dimensional body. There's a lot of extraterrestrials that are in their 5th dimensional bodies. So, continuing the list of Ascension symptoms for January 2019, you are going to begin to have a greater and stronger intuition, almost like you're being guided by an invisible hand, where you're going to automatically know if there will be danger down a road. You don't go down that road, or on the contrary, you'll feel a sense of, if I go out to that restaurant right now or that coffee house, I'm going to meet someone who is going to spiritually lift me up and vice versa. Maybe you're going there to lift them up. But anyway, you're going to have a sense of intuition. Now's the time to eat that whatever. Now's the time to go to this place. Now's the time to pick up my phone and call that friend I've been meaning to call. They'll have a message for you, or you'll have a message for them. Intuition is going to be absolutely increased at this time. Another thing that you're going to start to notice, and please don't freak out when this starts to happen, a sense of telepathy. You are going to, in your quieter moments, when you're about to fall asleep, or when you're waking up in the morning, or if you're just sitting quietly watching the sun or animals or whatever, if you go sit in a park, you might hear a voice in your head and it's not yours, or it's in your voice, but it's saying things that you wouldn't have thought. A lot of you are going to start telepathing with people that you love and people that you know. And it can be people that have passed on that are already in heaven, or, the other side, if you will. You might telepath with beings that are highly advanced and spiritual from other planets. You might telepath with another version of yourself from another timeline or another dimension. And for those of you who have twin flames here on the planet incarnate with you, you will start to telepath with your twin flame. My twin has been contacting me the past 2 weeks, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm in touch with him. I feel him. I hear his voice. I hear him talking to me about various aspects of his life. Like today, he said he had an appointment, but he was too tired to get out of bed, so he had to push his appointment back to the afternoon. He was meeting with his lawyer. I mean, like really weird stuff. Like, why would I think that? I wouldn't wake up in the morning and go, oh yeah, so-and-so needs to meet with his lawyer, even though I don't know who he is and I haven't never met him yet. So like weird stuff like that. So people might start talking to you, telepathing. My son and I have had a deeper connection in the past 2 to 3 weeks, where I'll say something in my mind and he'll answer me out loud. Or he'll say something in his mind and I'll answer him out loud. I think there was one day where he asked me for tea in his mind, not even out loud. And I brought him a cup of tea and he was like, how'd you know I wanted tea? I never said anything out loud. I'm like, yeah, you did. Oh, wait, it was in my mind. I telepathed with you. So there's been a lot of that. My oldest kid, who is in California, wasn't feeling too good, and I felt it. I wrote him immediately. I'm like, I'm really worried about you. He wrote me back going, well, yeah, I had a kidney infection. I'm on medicine. I just got out of the hospital. I just knew it. Telepath, But so anyway, your intuition, your telepathy, some of these abilities that are innate inside of you are starting to come online. You're going to find yourself being more psychic, and it's going to serve you. And it's going to be, a little bit of an adjustment period, an adjustment phase, but you're going to love it when you get into it. I've been enjoying mine for sure. One of the symptoms that you're going to like is just this sense of bliss, happiness from within, and a sense of peace. And in the 80s, my grandmother used to have a button that she wore on her jacket, and it said Eggbok, E-G-B-O-K, and it means everything's gonna be okay. That is a sense that we will have, that sense that everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be okay, everything's fine. There's nothing you need to do to ascend right now. In the past a few thousand years, there have been a lot of ascended masters. They've all been ascending rapidly on their own, and it was really hard for them to do that. Well, the whole of humanity, we are automatically evolving and ascending right now. The only thing you need to do is honor your mind, honor your body, honor your intuitive feelings, eat better, and just feel love. Focus on love. Love, love, love. This is not something that you physically or mentally have to work at. This is something that is automatically occurring. that is happening to you automatically. And enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. It's crazy. This is a crazy, wild, weird, wonderful world. And that's where we're at right now, folks. We are in the middle of this ascension. So let me see. There's some more real strange things that I'm going to mention. Light language activations. A few weeks ago, I was sitting in my psychologist's office getting a brainwave optimization treatment, which I will actually address this in sometime later in this month. I'm going to talk about brainwave optimization and how I highly recommend it. While I was sitting there trying to focus on the treatment, I felt beings around me. They said, "Hi, we are Lyrans, and we want to enter into your mind and give you light language activation." And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know. I mean, I've heard of this. I thought maybe it was bullshit, to be honest with you. But then when they came to me, I'm like, oh my God, now I'm going to be doing this. This is crazy. So I'm like, okay, give me your light language activation. We'll see what happens. Next day in the morning, I woke up and for 2 hours could not stop speaking this language. I have no idea what the hell I was saying, to be honest. It was very strange and unnerving, but it gave me a sense of joy and peace. I think in the future, maybe it'll all come clear. So I'm just going with the flow, learning about the stuff that I'm learning about. And it's just getting weirder and weirder, folks. But you might find yourself being imbued with light language activations, not necessarily from the Lyrans, but from other planetary or exoplanetary beings, people from other worlds. They want to connect with us, and they're giving us their language so that someday when we meet them, we will be able to speak their language. I mean, I wish this would have happened with Spanish, because it's taken me 5 years to learn Spanish, living in the Spanish-speaking world, and it would have been nice had I gotten just a download automatically. That would have been way easier. So just be grateful for it. Be humble, be grateful, feel the love, and you'll get there. Another thing that you're going to start to notice is you are connecting with extraterrestrial races. You will feel sometimes around you an overwhelming otherworldly presence, okay? Like today I was feeling, I think they're Arcturian, I have no idea, but I felt beings of light, high quality, high vibrational light beings were surrounding me. They're still surrounding me. You might be able to feel it. If you are sensitive to energy, you might feel it in my voice. They're around me right now, and I feel buoyed up. I feel light and beautiful, and it's like a feeling of beauty surrounding me, and it's wonderful. So just welcome it. You know, always give yourself protection. You know, surround yourself by love and light and white light energy. But these beings are a very high vibration. So, and only ask for them. Ask for your holy guardian angel, Archangel Michael, to come and guard you, protect you, and only allow beings of the light to be with you. Let's see, I wrote down some of these things. You're going to be in touch on a very, very deep level with emotions, your emotions. You're going to feel them deeper than usual, than you normally do. Also, you're going to be clearing out your old energy. And I've noticed that recently it's been in dreams where I'm just clearing out the remnants of past karma. All of our karma, by the way, is done. We're finished. This is your last life on Earth, unless you go backwards in time. But this is your last life. We are all in that section of our growth. If this is not your last life, you're not going to be listening to this anyway. But if anyone stumbles across this and it's not your last life, your consciousness will be transferred to a similar planet, you're not even going to know that you're in another body on another world. It's going to feel like it always did. And you're not going to even know. But the majority of us, and especially people listening to this, you're of high vibration, and you are going to be in touch with your emotions. You're going to clear out all your old energy. Your dreams are going to give way to new possibilities, a sense of new life. All the karma is being wiped out, all the things that do not serve you any longer, things that are still stuck in your subtle body, that subtle energy body is going to be released. So expect over the next 2 to 3 weeks dreams that are venting. If you wake up from an upsetting dream, that's hilarious, right? Did you hear that big boom in the background right when I said upsetting? Loving the synchronicity. Here it is again, man. You know, like I said, every 20 minutes or so, the Catholic Church just blows off their cannon. God. Okay. So basically, you're also going to notice that if it hasn't already been happening in the past 2 years, this month especially, and up until March, I'm feeling you will be, there will be a falling away of all your old relationships and friendships that no longer serve you. So if it's not there for your spiritual growth, it's not going to be there much longer, no matter what it is. Whether it's your living situation, your car, your clothes, your job. Like if something does not serve your highest purpose right now, it will fall away. So do not be alarmed when your life comes into chaotic change if it hasn't already been doing that for the past 2 years. You will get new friendships though, and new relationships, and everything is changing in a much better, lighter way. So tinnitus, ringing in ears, is another symptom of the Ascension. There is a way to alleviate this if you very gently tug on your earlobes and pull them gently away from your head. Don't rip them off your head, okay? Just very gently tug at your earlobes. That will get rid of the tinnitus. And if you do that and you still have like a sort of sound, it's because you are receiving a download right now. You're receiving light, you're receiving energy into your body, and the first level of being able to interpret this energy is the ringing in the ears. Sometimes your angels and your higher self and your spiritual team will guide you and raise your vibration by making the tinnitus sound. And it's just a vibratory wave pattern that is set up to increase who you are energetically, if that makes sense. So don't be alarmed if your tinnitus has gotten a lot worse. If you could tug away at your ears a little bit, a couple times a day, that will help alleviate the symptom. You're going to also have a sense of wanting to be single or stay single. If your twin flame is not with you already, and if you're not a twin, if you're already married, you might not feel like you're going to get a divorce or something. So, but if you're already single, what I've noticed in the past week is I've been feeling like I've been single for 8 years. I've had, the occasional boyfriend or someone to date or whatever, but all of the old 3D patterns of coupling, the idea of you're nobody unless you're with somebody kind of energy is falling away. I've noticed that the interest in staying single, staying centered, focusing on God, focusing on love, focusing on art, beauty, music, painting, hobbies, all of that is kind of taking the forefront, because we're embodying the masculine as well as the feminine inside one body. We're going from a world of duality to a world of unity. That's when we're raising up in vibration. We're raising up into the fifth dimension. we are increasing ourselves in a way that we're gathering back unto ourselves, So yeah, that's happening. We're not really relating as much to the old dynamic, where everyone had the goal of, I'm going to get married, I'm going to have a baby, I'm going to make something of my life. And that was the something to make of your life. People are moving now towards entrepreneurialism, usually with a spiritual idea of helping humanity or being of service to others, not wanting to take your money, not trading your hours for dollars to make somebody else rich in businesses that no longer serve the planet or humanity on a grander scale. You might find yourself wanting to change if you are stuck in a dead-end job that's really going nowhere. Things will be falling away. There's going to be a trimming of the human tree. People will be dying. A lot of people will be leaving the planet. We never really truly die. We just move on to a different dimension, a different place. We leave our human bodies behind. A lot of us are going to be leaving the planet. Don't be alarmed if this happens. Everything is perfect and in divine order. Everything is only under the watchful eye of the one will. So if natural disasters start taking people out, just for the grace of God, go I. Let it be known unto your soul that this is okay. You're going to see people again that you miss. Everything. There's nothing, not even one human hair is lost in the universe. No energy is ever lost. So don't be afraid. Just know that everything is happening the way it's supposed to. We are in the middle of building our crystalline bodies in higher realms and higher dimensions. And so you're going to start to feel your body will feel weird. Like I've been noticing when I go to bed and I'm laying here for a few minutes, my whole body has a feeling of like numbness. Sometimes I feel super, super hot or super, super cold, followed by absolute numbness and I can't feel anything. It's just a part of the whole process. It's very weird, but I think it's because I'm starting to get, when my spirit leaves my physical body, I go up into that crystalline body, and it's a very high vibration, and it feels great, but it also feels very strange. So if you start to feel numbness or tingling in your entire body, if you think it's a medical problem, go to the doctor. But if you go to the doctor and he says there's nothing, or she says there's nothing wrong, it's really just a symptom of ascension. So you're going to start having more memories of heaven, memories of being there, memories of being up in other dimensions, because that's where we come from originally. The veil is thinning all over the world for everybody. You're going to start seeing more and more manifestations of fourth dimensional thought forms and beings, and you're going to start seeing more little boops of light around your room or around your house. When you're outside, you might see a flash of something, almost like a ghost or a spirit walking by. Don't allow it to disturb or alarm you. It's just part of the process. Don't pay attention to it. Just it is what it is. You are going to start having knowledge of previously forgotten information. You're going to remember things that you didn't even know you knew. So just embrace that. After we have problems with our foggy mental state and loss of memory, we will start to remember things that we've known for maybe eons from other worlds, other planets, other dimensions, other past lives. You're just going to have this knowledge automatically brought to you, and just embrace it. Another thing that we're going to have is a sense of upliftment and more positive energy, a sense of wanting to laugh a lot and being joyous. And you might just burst out laughing out of nowhere and feeling great out of nowhere. Embrace it. That is a huge symptom of what will be happening. So it's pretty fabulous, guys. Another thing that you're going to want to do in order to make some of these symptoms that will make you feel uncomfortable in your body, you're going to want to start eating a higher quality diet. If you haven't already stopped eating animal meat, like cow, if you haven't already stopped it, you're going to probably feel the need to move towards a more vegetarian or vegan diet. And it's okay if your body feels like it has to have a piece of chicken or something. No one's going to judge you. Everyone has their own pace and their own energies that they need. And if you need to feel like more grounded, go ahead, have a beer. Go ahead and smoke a cigarette if you do smoke. Don't beat yourself up over it, because everything is spiritual. God created everything. So I'm not going to judge. And if anyone does judge you, then they're not spiritually where they need to be, Like I said, old relationships will be falling away. So don't allow anyone to judge you. And don't judge yourself. But you will be feeling the need to eat more high quality food. Like my son and I made soup the other day. It was we made it with purple cabbage, so it was purple soup. It was very high in vitamins and minerals and high in vibe. And it was cool. I'm like, oh my God, we're having purple soup. How cool is that? So I have felt the need to have more vegan diet, even though I eat meat still once in a while when I need it. But something that's going to lessen the symptoms is if you do eat high quality, organic, fresh produce. You're going to want to eat, 3 or 4 apples or 3 or 4 peaches or whatever fruit you have near you. You're going to want to lessen the symptoms by hydrating with high quality water. Stop drinking juices with a lot of extra added sugar. Stop drinking soda, all that kind of crap. Just the lower vibratory stuff, the stuff that's packaged, processed, loaded with sugar and preservatives. You're going to want to get away from all that. And once you do, a lot of your symptoms will actually drop down to minimal. So it's not going to bother you as much. If you want to go through a cleansing fast for 2 or 3 days, that might be recommended. Or like in Islam during Ramadan, they don't eat all day long. And then after sundown, you have one giant meal. But you give your stomach a break from all night and all day. You might want to try that for 2 or 3 days. I highly recommend it. That's pretty much what I do. I only eat once a day. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 days a week. I eat 3 times a day, but usually only once. And I've just changed because of the symptoms. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. I mean, you're going to want to be good to your body. Get, a little bit of exercise. Don't overdo it, especially since we will be feeling a lot more tired with the energies that are being downloaded. This episode today is going to be a little longer because I'm now going to read to you something that I channeled from Mother Earth Gaia, the spirit of the planet, on November 13th, 2018. I've never shared this with anyone anywhere, but I came across this yesterday and I was kind of intuitively told I need to read this. So this is what Mother Earth Gaia told me, and this is in relationship to so many people losing their homes, their possessions, losing so much stuff. So she wanted to address that because there's been a lot of natural disasters. So this is what she said. Let your possessions flow like water. You are timeless. In the end, ultimately, you never truly owned them anyway. You couldn't take them with you, not where you're going. You are beyond your stuff. You are free as a bird on the wing. You are free as a bird on the wing without your things. The love I have for you is as timeless as your soul. You are simultaneously owning the world and everything in it. yet you are not of this world, and you are not from it. The heart that beats from deep in the earth is the same pulsating rhythm that you possess in the center of your chest. Focus on love. It's the best. It's the ultimate test. The purity of the air on your cheeks, I caress you with my gentle softness. I dry your tears of sadness. I am in you. You are in me. I give you the love and the support you always need. So with that, I'm going to conclude for today, and I'll be talking to you, beautiful light workers, beautiful humans. I will be speaking with you again. Until then, I wish you love, light, happiness, prosperity, and the ultimate joy. Focus on love and be at peace. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions, and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast, and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.